Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to go deeper into my new setup that I talked about a week ago. I previously kind of touched about my new setup and why I'm evolving into it for my new album, but I figured this video I'd actually show the new connections and go deeper into that setup. To do this, I really need to thank you guys for taking the time to check out these videos, and anyone who's taken the time to support me in the past via Patreon, via views, via Bandcamp. Whatever lane you choose to support me, even down to the basic views, really helps push my content forward. And I can't thank you enough for that support. Jumping back into my setup, the Ensoniq Sd1 is now kind of the heart workstation of my setup. Korg Gadget has been the main workhorse, kind of workstation of my setup for my last 3 albums. And now Korg Gadget is kind of taking a step back and is going to support the SD1 in my hardware. This doesn't mean I'm not going to do future projects with Korg Gadget or iOS as the main front workstation, but when I focus on projects, I generally kind of focus on general setups and let the setups help craft my sound. So the Ensoniq SD1 will be the workhorse workstation. It'll be supplying all the sequencing to my hardware. It'll supply internal sounds with internal sequencing itself, and it'll send the Midi slave signal to Korg Gadget if I want to supply some drums via Korg Gadget. So the Ensoniq SD1, the Microkorg, the Blofeld, and my Behringer rack will be the core sound source of this album. Behind the SD1 we have the mixer, and my mixer really allows me to expand my audio interface. Going into that mixer, I have the Ensoniq Sd1 main and auxiliary outputs. So if I want to have the drums from the Sd1 on a separate line, I can do that. And then I also have the Microkorg running into this mixer. This mixer allows me to kind of cram 3 stereo inputs into 1 stereo input of the Focusrite and give me more space for the rest of my gear. It's kind of a ghetto version of expanding. The Focusrite 18i8 handles the rest of the inputs that the mixer doesn't, and that has my Behringer synthesizers and the Waldorf synthesizer going into it. That is all fed into my iPad, which will multi-track all my audio and possibly add some backing drums or some backing synthesizers. Midi obviously starts at the heart, the workstation, which is the Ensoniq SD1, is sent out to my Model D, and then I directly use the Model D Midi Thru to go to a Midi splitter, which then goes to the rest of my Behringer in my Microkorg. I didn't bother wiring the Waldorf Blofeld into Midi because I just play that synthesizer live, and it has a really big, nice keyboard, so I always use those keys. Those are my general connections and my general setup that I'll be using for the future jams that you see within this channel, and it's the core heart of the studio which will craft my next album. If you have any questions on why I'm taking this approach, something maybe I didn't explain that you see in this video that you maybe want some more information about, feel free to drop a comment down below. I will answer those as soon as possible. Expect to see many videos with me pushing this setup, and as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other. In peace.